walk of the day after leg day. Had a really good leg day. Really happy with the training. Added shoulders to it today, focusing on really deep range of motion for all my quad stuff. Some ass busting work, but it felt good, and that's going to be the point. I have to stimulate hypertrophy while I'm doing this cut. I have to, while I'm doing all this cardio, and then to benefit from all the carbs and protein I'm loading in my feed window. But I'm about 15 minutes into this walk because I did Facebook first. But a quick reminder for those of you who hop in here, please click like, it'd be greatly appreciated. Remember to comment under this after the video so that we get a little bit of algo boost. I'm already hungry and I'm gonna get my food when I'm done, but I'll try to run this walk out pretty far. So it was interesting, yesterday I passed my 2 hours of cardio. I didn't eat all my food, so I didn't cook as much for the first meal, and I'm gonna mix in the leftovers. I ran into a situation where, because of the really low fat and lots of vegetables and then carbs, even though it's a lot of white rice and white potatoes, I got stuffed. I felt like I was gonna puke. I didn't finish like my last, 300 calories or so did not get eaten that I cooked. So that's kind of another interesting thing with this, especially if we're gonna do like an 8-hour feed window or whatever, 7 to 8 hour feed window with all this cardio. With ultra low fat, I'm actually finding my appetite doesn't keep up, and I'm a bottomless pit, so that's always a nice thing. So there's a point where it's like my stomach was just like, yeah, we're done, dude. I'm not holding anymore. So that's also a good thing. It's got to make sure that protein stays up when I do that. So I'll try to get my 200 grams or so a day, and then everything else is carbs. So yeah, but I thought I was going to eat 3,500 calories or so yesterday. I did not make it. So that will help, but we had a good workout today. So let me get over to this shady area. It's going to be brighter, so I'm going to have to do more of these midday over in the shady park area, because for some reason, as far as the screen goes, it's really only YouTube. This doesn't happen on Facebook. It doesn't get bright enough for Facebook's interface to lose the words. All right, so with the anti-glare screen, we're good. Hit that like button though, guys. So back on the cardio train, yep, we just got to get you doing. All right, that's weird. Like, why do you guys always say a Texas grilling, Texas handshake? Are you guys fucking retarded? I mean, no, I'm not trying to be a dick. Sorry, I apologize. Like, why do you guys say that? I mean, I get it, I'm from Texas, but that's just, to me, that's really, really weird. That would be like if a guy was streaming from Mexico and you guys say, you got to get some Mexican grilling on. You have to get a Mexican handshake. Think about how stupid that would sound to that person. They would think that you're weird. They would think that you're mentally handicapped. All right. Okay. Sorry, I'm just calling it like it is. Coach, can I get a job as garbage man? Sure, if you want to. But why are you asking me about what jobs you should go get? Texas is known for its grilling, that's true. But right now, I'm not doing a lot of grilling. I don't got time to grill. I don't want to mess with it, and I don't have a grill set up. So I've told you guys that repeatedly. I don't know why y'all don't listen. Like, actually, that comes up every single live stream, by the way. Why don't you grill, Jason? And I feel like I explain it over and over and over, and it just comes up again the next day. It's just, come on, guys. I bake all my meat right now. Very straightforward. It's not complicated. All right. All right. Wouldn't it be Mexican tacos and all tacos, no burrito? Texas, that's right. We're strictly taco. No, it's strictly taco, no burrito. Can push-pull legs be optimal for muscle growth? Yeah, it can be great. Mortal, but are we seeking optimal or are you just seeking good? So the 3-day push-pull legs is usually for people who have limited time in recovery. It's optimal for people with limited time in recovery. Does that make sense? A 3-day push-pull legs can be optimal for growth with people with lives outside of the gym. People with kids, careers, other hobbies. because they don't have the same time in recovery to allocate to optimize training and frequency. So since they don't, their optimal is different from the guy who can sleep 9 hours a day, from the guy who works from home, doesn't have to worry about chasing toddlers around. Understand? So there's your context. So when you guys use the word optimal, always keep in mind optimal is dependent upon your lifestyle. What is optimal for your current situation? What's optimal for your work capacity? What's optimal for your drug stack? What's optimal for your lifestyle? Okay, so what would you recommend for someone who does have? I mean, in that case, upper lowers work really well. I mean, I've produced tons of elite powerlifters with upper lowers who were jacked. But if you want to be optimal, you also need drugs. So the world we live in, let's just be honest. Most of your drug tested athletes still use some stuff. I don't care if it's bodybuilding. The ones who are winning, the majority are still using drugs. So if you're going to talk optimal, and we're not talking about a little testing growth hormone, do you see where I'm going? Well, your lifestyle is not optimal. So just always keep that in mind in your context. But realistically, if you can optimize recovery and your lifestyle, a 4-day upper lower does work really good. Let's get leaner. Sometimes people don't respect my strict Paco stance. Well, you know, that is what it is. And that's normal. When you're jacked, you're going to have that happen, dude. You're going to be hit on by gay dudes all the time. You're out in places. You just got to deal with it. I know I'm natty. I don't use anything for that. But thanks for your response. So keeping in mind, optimal is going to also be dependent upon the fact that you have a natty status. Okay? Your optimal is going to be a little different. So I'm definitely going to say your upper threshold is going to be 10 to 12 sets a week if you're trying to be optimal with no junk volume, without drugs. And in that case, you may need to split it, you know. But if you're doing a push-pull legs, you might get away with, 8 to 9 sets in one workout, drug-free. I find a lot of my drug-free guys, though, they start to run out of steam by that point if we're training really hard. Let's just get rid of this person. Like, why do people think they're going to threaten me? Like, that is going to go over well. Dude, you're not going to walk up on and attack a 220-pound power lifter who carries a gun everywhere they go in a place where they can legally clap you. Just stop. All right, brother, you guys just stop. Like, you don't scare me. You just sound dumb to me. You're like, essentially a message like that, if you're serious, is you're just trying to commit suicide. So you need to be on suicide watch. So, and because you threatened me first, I'm not even going to get arrested. All right, but back over to the point. Brother, the box squats, yeah. So, but I don't need to fight, so it's irrelevant how strong I am. And also, dude, must get leaner. You do know you are a troll. Like, it's kind of obvious to me you're one of them. You keep hitting those same points. Like, I think you follow vegan gains. But I'm gonna let you stay home, Skillet. I'm gonna let you stay for now. Hey, Coach, drop my like. Appreciate it, Peppermint. Appreciate it. It is bright and hot out today, though. So even in the shade and with the anti-glare a little bit. Are you still experiencing quad tendon pain? I'm getting a little inflammation, but it's manageable. I just put the thing on it. We'll see how it does today because I went deeper on everything. So I did for my squats today, I did paused ass-to-grass squats for the squats. And then I took a little weight off the belt squat and I took it all the way as deep as possible. Not just below parallel. I haven't looked at the footage yet, but I sank it pretty deep to where I could only get 5 reps even with less weight. What qualifies as a troll? Someone who watches the hate videos about me and then quotes nonsense from those videos. I think that counts as a troll. So if you talk on talking points that came from crazy stalker videos or hater videos and you bring them up in my streams, I know that you're a troll. I mean, that's pretty straightforward. Okay, so back over to the point. Yeah, we know that I can legit box squat 500, but you also know that I have no interest in fighting people. So again, just being stupid. You clearly don't follow me, you follow weird trolls who are obsessed with fighting. Like, it wouldn't matter if I was a 90-pound girl who couldn't squat the empty bar. It's irrelevant to the topic. You don't threaten and then assault someone in Texas who you know is proficient in carries. Like, their fighting ability is completely irrelevant. You die, they go home without being arrested. Done. So, do I just keep at it? Man, been stalling on 135 squat and overhead press. We'll just keep going at it. Stay on top of your programming, stay on top of your food, get your sleep, get your protein. Sounds good. I like your lower body day videos. Yeah, it's going to be longer because I've added my shoulder work to my lower body day. Coach, what are the best paying GBP jobs? How would I know? Serious shreds. Do I have a GPP job or do I know about GPP jobs? So why would you ask me that? I mean, and I understand it is a training related question. I don't know. I have no idea. And if your job is why are you trying to get a GPP job? I mean, I guess you could work construction or something. You're still going to have to train though. So if I'm gaining 1 pound a month and I'm on 3x5, I just take it slow and it doesn't increase calories. Yeah, just keep gaining 1 pound a month. That way you know you're gaining all muscle. And you guys are like, but it's slow. I'm like, every time I go, bitch, gaining muscle is slow. Who told you that it's not? I'm sorry, I'm just going to be honest with you. Who told you that gaining muscle isn't a slow process? Somebody lied to you. You guys have to learn to be patient. This is a long game. This is a way of life. Like, nothing cracks me up more than some guy, I want to make amazing gains in a year. I'm like, okay, so you use 2 grams of test and some growth hormone and some insulin. Natural gains are slow. You just have to accept that. You just stay consistent. So, and I've already answered your questions previously the last couple of days. So, come on, guys. But it is a bad idea to confront a 220 power lifter who carries, I don't know. Yeah, exactly. I mean, it's just dumb. It's just dumb. So let's get back over to training related topics. Okay, but so Ibram, this is going to be a slow process. So if you're going to be worried about it, you're going to be in my stream every day for the next 20 months, asking the same questions. You'd be like, it's still going really slow. I'm stuck at 225 for 5, and it's just so slow. Then you'll be like, I'm at 255 for 5, it's just going so slow. You see what I mean? This is a slow process. You know, and I promise you, if you bulk faster, you're going to get fat. Unless you're happy fat, unless you say, you know what, I'm excited when I have a big belly. It makes me feel good about myself. I feel sexy. I feel hot with a big old belly. And some body fat, unless you feel that way, don't do it. Right? I tell guys, if you care at all about abs or aesthetics, don't bulk faster, because it's going to mess your training up, because then you're going to panic and cut and you're going to lose all the gains that you made. So unless you're someone who is happy and content being fluffier, and I've had clients who are, by the way, okay? So keep that in mind. I've had a client who told me He goes, I've been with the same girl for 8 years. She thinks I'm sexy no matter what. He goes, I'm big furry bear. I don't care if I have a belly. I just want to squat 500 pounds, coach. I have no desire to be lean. My girl thinks I'm sexy with a belly. I've literally had one of those as a client. I've had one, just one. In his case, okay, that makes sense because he doesn't care. But if you're someone who comes and tells me I'm going to be really upset if I gain 20 pounds of body fat, and you start bulking faster than the pound a month, it's self-inflicted. With doing an aggressive bulk, okay, let me be clear. If you do an aggressive bulk, the strength gain is from the fat leverage. You will lose that when you diet it off later. You know that, right? It's temporary. And no, you don't gain, and that's what you guys forget with this bulking process. You don't gain muscle faster because you bulk faster, just because you added more weight to the bar. You're getting a cheat leverage advantage. It's not putting more tension on the muscle. So you're gaining muscle at the same rate that you would have on the pound a month. The lifts are going up because of the fat leverage. So then when you diet it off, and you're going to have to diet it off unless you're content with that fat for the next few years, you're going to lose all of that strength. And you're going to be back to the strength you would have been at had you just lean bulked at a pound a month. I don't care about Cole Robinson. Do you gain 5 times more muscle if you bulk versus maintain? No. A slow bulk versus maintenance literally might only be 10% more muscle. Okay, so if you're not really lean, let's say you're 15% body fat and you recomp at maintenance versus a slow bulk, you might gain 10 or 20% more muscle from the slow bulk versus the recomp. But it's not going to be double. It's definitely not going to be 5 times. If someone bulk fast enough to gain muscle but no fat, yeah, their body fat percentage will go down. Because so if you gain 20 pounds of muscle and you keep the exact same amount of fat on your body fat percentage is going to go down a couple percent. Because the muscle is going to add weight. So your body fat percentage will reduce, yes. And you will look leaner because you'll spread the fat out a little more. Who has become jack gaining that slow? Tons of people have. What made people think it's 5 times faster? I don't know. I have no idea. I think people just started making that up in their head. I've never heard anybody say that. Jason, 1 rep maxes or 2 to 5 rep maxes for long-term strength. You start doing 4s and 5s, we're chasing more hypertrophy out of it. 1 rep maxes are always going to give you the best strength development carryover. When we start adding reps, it's because we're trying to mix hypertrophy with the neural drive. You recommend, yeah, a beginner who cares about their physique and aesthetics. Yes, I will absolutely tell them gain a pound a month for the next 2 years. Coach, you think you'll be shredded by the summer? We'll just see what happens. I'm just gonna keep doing the cardios, keep the diet on point, and let's see where we land. How's that? But all the walking definitely gonna help. But I don't want to make promises like that. Let's just keep cutting and let's see where we go. I don't know that I want to be shredded, by the way. Like, I'm not looking for modern level shredded. I want more of a classic type physique and not what they're calling classic in the IFBB, right? Talking more golden era type stuff. So it's another reason I'm working my delts and my arms more. So I'm not looking to be shredded by internet standards. Would I be shredded by the average person standards? Yes. By Instagram fitness standards, I'll probably still be fat because you don't have striated glutes and you're fat, right? Or you can't see the veins running up his glutes. Gets 198 and smash some records. Jason's still on Greek yogurt. Yes. So my staples, I'm going through my last bit of potatoes. I'm going to just do rice mostly. So my staples are chicken, Greek yogurt, ridiculous amounts of rice, and then vegetables. So I'm working different vegetables and fruits sometimes, depending on how I feel. Like I did watermelons the other day. But for me, so right now, staples are spinach and broccoli get eaten every day, for example. Those are just staples for me. Greek yogurt, I tend to do just to make sure I get the calcium and some B12 and a little dairy protein. Chicken is kind of my staple protein at the moment. But I do some Greek yogurt every day. Enough to get my calcium RDA, right? Because that is important. We does need to do that. That is on the list of important priorities. So, do you ever do ground chicken? No. Why would I do ground chicken? It has more fat and it costs more. I can just do chicken breasts. When I say I'm on low fat with what I'm doing with all this cardio, guys, I mean I'm eating less than 20 grams of fat a day. So your ground chicken would literally put me above my fat intake. So for more money. So it's going to mess up what I'm doing with my diet and cost me money. That didn't make a lot of sense. I've never understood the ground chicken thing, man. Chicken breasts are fine. They taste great. If I want something besides a chicken breast, I'm going to eat a lean steak. Why would bulking to under 220 bad while having a 405? Abram, I'm going to quit explaining this to you. You're a drug-free guy with novice numbers. You do realize that if you bulk to 220, to my body weight, over the next 2 years without drugs, you are going to be fat as hell. There is no way that it is biologically possible for you to go from your body weight up to 210 in 2 years without the majority of it being fat. Could you hunt in the forest? Hey, serious? I'm about to get rid of you for trolling. Can I hunt in the suburbs? Sure, I want to go to prison. That's on my list of goals in life. Let me go shooting other than self-defense in the suburbs. Like, you can't play like that. Okay, you guys don't understand where I live. You can't go negligently discharging a firearm. We are very, very big on, you can kill the hell out of somebody for breaking in your house or being a physical threat to you. There's no problem. You can't go negligently discharging and hit somebody's house, hit somebody's kid. You will spend the rest of your life in prison. Like, we don't play like that here. So, I'm about to get rid of your stupid ass. Yeah, okay, I'll let you go. Since you admitted it was an asinine question. I live in Texas in the suburbs outside of Houston, guys. You all know this. All right. Serious shows, this isn't even Red Dead Redemption. All right. So, I mean, yes, over in this area I'm at, we do have a coyote infestation. They don't come out in the day, but none of us have done anything about it because there's too many houses close by. It's just not worth the risk. You know, you're responsible for that. Like, you got to live with that. Well, and then you're going to have legal problems with that too. Ibram, why don't you bulk to 180 over the next 2 years and hit those numbers? Why do you need to go up to 220? Okay, do you understand that 220 with those numbers is fat? Canada is more the Wild West. What are you guys talking about, man? You got just like miles of Arctic tundra and caribou. Okay. Yeah, that's really the job for a neighborhood sharpshooter. I am a sharpshooter. The problem is, like, that's not an issue. I'm a sub-MOA shooter. You guys have seen that, right? You guys have seen my target stuff from before. Like, I have no trouble hitting a 4-inch group at 500 yards. That's not the problem. The problem is there are houses downrange and people's children downrange. You just can't go popping coyote. It doesn't matter if you hit the coyote. Do you think it's going to stop? So it's not worth it. I mean, people who think like that, honestly, anyone who would even think that's a good idea, I really question your, how do I put it? Maybe you should be in an institution to even think that way. Yeah, I mean, complete lack of regard for the effects of your actions on others. Do you describe high or low bar squats? Yes. Oh snap, I actually didn't know that was real. I thought sharpshooting stuff was a joke. You've seen my shooting stuff, guys. I used to have a gun channel. I put up stuff online and pictures of different, my sub-MOA stuff, my rapid fire drills in little tiny groups with a handgun. I mean, it's all online. I've been doing it my entire life. Coach, that question is so good. Hey, Jason, what's going on? Just walking, man. Are there many 500-yard ranges nearby? Dude, nearby, no. I've got to drive like an hour. I used to do a 600. You guys have seen me film at a 600 before, right? I mean, I used to go down to American shooting centers and put up footage from my other channel. And they have a 600. And it's in Houston. Why are all trap bars being banned? So will the progressive overload happen naturally? No, progressive overload happens when you add weight to the bar. Okay, like don't force weight gain. Yeah, don't force weight. I already told you. Ibram, I feel like I'm talking to a fence post here. How many days in? I'm gonna ban you next time you ask. I'm about to get rid of you because I've now told you 3 days in a row how much weight to gain and why, and you keep re-asking. This is your last warning. I am banning you the very next time you ask this because you're pissing me off and it's making me sound angry in my stream and I'm trying to be a nice person. Coach, that question really makes me concerned. I can't even get my head around how someone could ask it, right? Good job. Numbers for 6'2", 225 lean lifter. Lean, 225. For you, yeah, I'd like to see it. I'd like to see 500, 350, 600. You know, on average, or more. What is a great tool to burn fat? Walking, yeah, it absolutely is. And the main thing is it just lets you burn through lots of fat calories without impacting your training badly. How many coyotes do you think? Hey, Matt, I'm not going to answer that. I feel like it's time to get rid of some of y'all. Y'all are taking me into topics that really are not part of what they allow on YouTube. So I feel like y'all are trying to cost me money. So it's time for you to go. So Ibram, yeah, like those numbers you gave me are totally doable at 180 pounds. So take the next 2 years to work on them. Done. Slow bolt. We just got to get rid of some of that nonsense. I need to start getting back to my house. I just realized I'm 45 minutes into this walk. We're still fasted and I've already done a leg day. Will reverse hypers be ineffective during 10 sets? I don't know. I couldn't read your whole question because I walked into the sun glare. Why were you doing, honestly, 10 sets we're getting into a almost junk volume. And I get it, it's a restoration exercise, so it's not so bad. You're probably definitely not gaining muscle from that. So you look amazing, I appreciate it. Carol already answered your question. What do you do with sore biceps? You just train them again, right? I mean, DOMS happens. Repeat bout effect helps. Just continue to follow your routine. Like you don't change what you're doing. If your programming is effective and you didn't do something dumb to cause the DOMS, like, so if you did something dumb, don't do the dumb thing again. But if it's just your normal training, let's say, you did 3 sets of incline curls to failure and you got bicep DOMS, just train them again your next bicep day. Like, it doesn't matter if you have DOMS. Like, DOMS doesn't mean your muscles are not recovered. Sometimes it means you did something silly. My friend drinks water with beer. Hand grip, how to teach them not. Tell them to not drink beer. It's poison. The type of programming I have affect progress. Well, yeah, your programming will affect it. Coach, how do you tell if it's soreness is DOMS or something worse? Does it feel like DOMS or is it a sharp pain somewhere? Soreness is DOMS. Yeah, Mortal, I kept them at 5 or 6. I rarely have my clients go over like 5 sets. I've had a client do 10 sets twice a week on reverse hypers who needed it, but let me give a qualifier. He was the highest dose steroid user I've ever coached. Okay, he also ran 8 units of growth hormone a day and ran insulin. But I mean, the guy, let's give you a context for his stack. He was on a really good stack and then threw a gram of master on a weekend on top of what I would consider be a really solid get big stack. So it's like, I'm on all this test in Primo. Man, you're on a gram of total test in Primo. That's pretty, you make solid gains, homie. He's like, then I threw a gram of master on in, and then he's on 8 units of growth. Okay, so yeah, that guy, sure. We did 20 sets. We did 20 sets of reverse hypers. You know why? Because home dude could benefit from it. I mean, that's an insane hormonal environment. And he looked ridiculous. Looked absolutely ridiculous. Had a better physique than I'll ever have. Because 1, genetics. 2, I will never use that much stuff. So always keep that in mind. All right, guys, it's a little hard to read this. I'm walking back to my house. So until I get to some shade, I may not see the questions very well. But I mean, I've already hit my cardio time for this session. We've already passed it. So we're going to end up getting at least 50 minutes. I wanted 45. I lost track of time, which wouldn't be a big deal, but I'm hungry. It was a leg day and I'm still fasted. So I need to get carved up real serious like. We need carbs and protein ASAP. But I'll keep chatting with you guys on the way back. We'll get the vlog up here in a bit, obviously. Is high bar or low bar better? Yes. But for your purposes, as a novice, you'll be fine. Just do some low bar. Don't worry about it. You're not advanced enough to start worrying about the pros and cons of the different bar placements. And I don't know your overall build or structure. So low bar is probably just maybe a safer bet. Just get strong. I mean, dude, you're squatting 135 for 5. We don't need to be worrying about this argument yet. Get to 315 and then we can start having that conversation. So yeah, you're fine. Just do some low bar. Just do it deep. You'll be good. You know, for me today, I did ass to grass, pause squats, high bar. Full fat Greek yogurt. You just asked me who me? No, dude, I'm eating less than 20 grams of fat a day right now. I couldn't even eat, really, I couldn't eat any of it. I don't know, man, like half a cup of that would end up pushing my fat outside of my goals. So no, I'm almost all carbohydrate while I'm doing all this cardio. List cardio, ultra high carbs. It's a winning combination for stripping down leaner. So no, it's fat-free Greek yogurt. Most of my fat comes from my chicken breast. And I occasionally throw some clean fat in.